Hey guys, welcome in. It is Bollocks this evening on this beautiful, not so beautiful Monday.
Yeah.
And we are here live in the
Bozard Ford Studio.
Thank you, Leonard.
You're welcome.
I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
excellent.
A very lovely weekend. We saw some friends that just moved back to town and couldn't be happier coming back to St. Augustine from Lake Wallenpaupack, Pennsylvania, where I learned how to water ski.
Lake Wallenpaupack?
Yeah, Lake Wallenpaupack. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Poconos.
It sounds like, what was that TV show, the NPR TV show?
Lake Woebegone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Same
it
idea.
Prairie Home Companion?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's when NPR was good. So
NPR is not solely liberal talk. I mean, maybe it is.
it is
I don't
now.
know.
It is now.
It is now.
It really is. It's
Everybody picking on poor Ira Levin. I thought he was a nice guy.
yeah. It's almost become like, all right, this is just a campaign ad. For
Okay.
that
I don't know.
side.
I never listened to it.
Yeah. So I haven't. I might need to give them a chance again if they change again. But like a couple of years ago, I tried and it was out there. So.
See, the problem is people don't realize it's a pendulum that swings this way, and then eventually it will swing back that way. If we can only keep it in the middle, life would be good.
And that's why you're frustrated right now, and I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your side didn't win.
No.
My side didn't win because I don't have a side.
Okay.
Because you know why? Because I'm a moderate.
Liar.
Apparently, I'm a partisan.
Yes.
To the barricades.
To the barricades. All right.
I love that
We got
show.
to talk about these wonderful people. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership by Dealer Rater. That was in the nation, by the way. By Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also
line.
has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
For over 20 years, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing has been St. Augustine's trusted name in roofing. From cedar shake and tile to flat roofs and designer shingles, they've got you covered, literally. Specializing in painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years and cedar shake shingle warranties up to 50 years. A to Z puts customer satisfaction first. Free estimates, top-tier materials, and service you can count on. Visit A2Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. A2Z Roofing, protecting homes from the top down.
All right, here we go. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They are where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Bring your own or make new ones. That's friends, that is.
See?
The coffee is always hot. The smiles are genuine, and the food tastes like home. I don't know. Some homes don't. It tastes better than home most of the time.
Some homes, for sure.
Yeah, you're a good cook, so
Yeah,
it tastes like
yeah.
home to you.
But I still love their food there. We enjoy it very much.
Every meal has a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but the community that comes together at the table. Come see us. Come see them at Moultrie Creek Diner or Anastasia Diner and tell them Andy sent you.
Hey, you need a trusted electrician in St. Augustine? Call Mr. Electric of St. Augustine, a local, veteran-owned business providing expert residential and commercial electrical services across St. Johns, Flagler, and Putnam counties. From panel upgrades and lighting installs to safety inspections and EV chargers. Anybody getting EV chargers anymore?
I think they're figuring them out.
You know, good.
Yeah.
Their licensed pros do it all with upfront pricing and a satisfaction guaranteed backed by the neighborly done right promise. Flexible scheduling, no surprises, just dependable hometown service. Call 904-289-1217 today or visit online to request service. That's 904-289-1217. Mr. Electric of St. Augustine, your local power experts.
All right, not just those guys keep us on the air. We also have wonderful groups like Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, Anastasia Construction Group, Solar Stick, Aber Kresge and Associates, Powell Heating and Air, Meehan's, A.D. Davis Construction, Land Title of America, and
Kaiser's Deli at 4 White Street on the curve on Anastasia Boulevard.
all right, we also got to throw in coming back to us, St. Augustine Distillery and
Citygate Spirits. Wonderful.
So they're,
Wonderful.
They're back on the list.
Good to hear. Got a friend of mine who started working for them these days.
Yeah.
Somebody from my hometown, also a chef.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
good
So
for him.
all right. So we got a lot of topics to talk about. A lot of stuff going on in the world and around us everywhere. We're going to do that the first half of the show, and then we're going to do five questions.
Excellent.
And I have 4 of them written already. I didn't know if you brought one or not, but I got 4.
Yeah.
I got 4 solid ones. If we get to that 5th one, I'll let you know. All right. But here's the topic I'm leading off with. I have the workforce gap.
Okay.
All right. What is your topic?
Late show TV in crisis.
Late show TV in crisis. All right. I have another crisis.
Okay.
Student loans.
Yeah.
All right. So we got
Got to repay.
workforce,
Late show.
student loans. Blake, you are the selector of our next topic.
Spin the wheel.
Let's go Late Show.
Late show, the Blake Show.
Okay. After 32 years on the air, CBS cancels the Late Show franchise starting in fall of 2026. There are many ways to view this, but a lot of people think it's capitulation to the bully in chief. Some people think it's outright bribery. There are backroom dealings for Paramount to sell themselves to Skydance in a merger that in any normal situation would be handled with the FCC. But in a micromanaged administration where everything needs to go through the man in charge before anybody signs off on it, there was questions on whether or not they would be able to do it on the merit or the reality of it. So basically they paid the federal government $16 million to acquiesce for 60 Minutes' editing of, Paramount is, by the way, the editing of the Kamala Harris interview, because they said, well, on the teaser, she said this, and on the actual interview, she said this, which was a continuation of the same sentence. And they got lambasted for that, which was, according to anybody in the industry, any reporter, any editor, any director, any producer.
Editing, yeah. As long as you don't say the exact opposite.
Correct.
It
was common practice. It was not out of the norm. And interestingly enough, nobody said boo when Fox News did the exact same thing with the Donald Trump interview.
Yep.
Exact same thing.
No.
Yes.
Don't say nobody said boo.
Oh, okay. Well, people said boo, but nobody's paying $16 million.
No, here's the difference.
Go ahead.
Nobody in power said boo.
Well, that's the problem.
You know why? Because the Democrats lost. If you're in power, you get the bitch.
Well,
And he's a bitcher.
Actually, if you're out of power, you get to bitch more because you're really pissed off.
No, you get the bitch, but it doesn't get
They're not going to get you anywhere.
Doesn't get to go anywhere.
You know, there's no equity.
And that's the thing is he's got his finger in everything.
Yep.
He's got, and that it is concerning because you can't run everything.
He tries.
And it's not going to work.
Right.
So, and he
Yeah.
but we're talking about Colbert, right?
Yeah, the Late Show after 26. But
I
it goes.
never really
deep
got
enough.
into his show.
He's been a harsh critic of Donald Trump for years.
See, and that part doesn't bother me, but
Right.
I mean,
That's also part of his shtick. It's part of his monologue.
I never really got into his show.
He wasn't so friendly to Joe Biden either.
No, he just he's
But
what was the guy who quit, came back? It had Trevor in there for a little bit.
That was Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart.
right, he's back on on Comedy Central on Monday.
See, I think Jon
Monday,
Stewart's
Sunday.
actually funny.
Right.
Yes.
Colbert.
He get a little long-winded at times. He's a little full of himself too. I watch him on Mondays, and he's a little full of himself.
I definitely will say like the Late Show, Colbert is definitely a different person or like a different personality than the Colbert Report personality. He was like portraying like after Jon Stewart's on Comedy Central though.
Right. He was playing a character there.
He absolutely
because
was.
he filled in for Stewart, and then Trevor came in, right?
No.
Is that what it was?
No, that's not what happened. So basically, so Colbert was a correspondent on Jon Stewart's Daily Show.
He was a correspondent.
Then in 2005, he got his own show immediately after the Daily Show, the Colbert Report.
Okay.
Then when David Letterman retired, the Late Show, Stephen Colbert took over that.
Now CBS is claiming this is financial considerations. Has nothing to do with ratings because, by the way, it's the highest rated show in that time slot. I believe
And it's against Fallon and Kimmel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So It's against the Jimmies.
Correct.
Yes.
Who, by the way, and I'm quoting here, Jimmy Kimmel is next, according to Donald Trump, came out and said that. So now he's going hunting for somebody else because all they do is they mock the shit out of him.
Please target the View instead. Why would you target Jimmy Kimmel?
take out
the View. It's awful. It's been why.
I like Jimmy. Jimmy Fallon's my guy. Yeah. If I
he's
watch
a talented,
any,
he's a talented young man.
If I watch any of that stuff anymore, I mean, I was a Johnny Carson guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, and I liked Letterman before he got a little too far out there,
and then touched that secretary too much. But
I have a feeling that Stephen Colbert will land on his feet someplace without a problem.
Does he really need to? I mean,
he made his last contract was $1 gajillion.
Yeah,
he's not hurting.
I was going to say, I mean, he's not like having to get a job at 7-Eleven or anything.
No, I don't think so.
So not that it's a problem working at 7-Eleven.
Right.
Okay, just it's a little under where he's used to financially being.
David Letterman, before he was a weatherman, was actually a bag boy at a grocery store. And takes great pride in his bagging skills.
I have great bagging skills because of my early days. Yep. So my Winn-Dixie days.
Yeah, it's all a matter of putting your squares on the corners and building it. Absolutely, absolutely.
Just like my pyramid, you got to have that base.
Yeah.
Did you go back and watch 2 Cents last week?
I did. Absolutely. I told you about that. Yeah, I did. It was very good. It was very,
you originally said you watched it and you were quoting the one from 2 weeks ago.
No, the family pyramid.
Yeah, you were doing the empathy and effort or whatever.
Okay.
That one.
I watched the right one.
Yeah. So
I'm up to date in your 2 cents. Yeah, that was the one who said 2 cents plain, which I would need to explain to you people that aren't from Brooklyn.
No, I don't know what that is.
2 cents plain is seltzer.
It's seltzer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Why don't you just say seltzer?
Because it's 2 cents plain.
2 cents plain. That's what it's called there?
Well, it used to be for little old Jewish people when they would go into
pop and
no, you go into you can either get an egg cream, which has no egg in it, and are delicious. That's a variation of Yoo-hoo, except it does have milk, chocolate syrup, milk, and seltzer. Or you can just get a 2 cents plain.
2 cents plain.
Just a glass of seltzer.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 cents plain.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
Never heard that either.
Okay.
Well, you guys got to spend more time in Brooklyn.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So I mean,
it's an interesting place, Brooklyn. It's a resurgence.
If the Dodgers come back.
Oh yeah, Evans Field, baby.
Yeah. Dodgers come back, I'll go.
Yeah.
So, all right.
And actually, a little bit of a tangent. They're actually speaking about like old baseball fields. MLB is actually planning on possibly doing like a polo ground style game where they basically like replicate like a mini polo grounds
on a football stadium or something.
I think it might be close to where the actual polo grounds was, and they might have the actual dimensions, but like a smaller audience for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean the Savannah Bananas are doing that right now. I mean
they're filling stadiums.
They're filling up football stadiums, and like in left field, it's only like 225 feet.
They do have the netting up, so
yeah. So yeah, and Josh agrees. Please take the View. So so late night. You think he's going after Kimmel next? He
said so much, but you can never tell what he says because he says everything. He's scattershot. He'll just spew shit and then forget about it, and people will hear it. Unfortunately,
but doesn't it give a guy like Kimmel more fuel for the fire?
Yes.
I mean, I know it did when Bill Maher was getting sued by him.
Right.
I mean, he just leaned into it and
yeah. So, absolutely. I don't think Jimmy Kimmel's going to back down from this at all.
Yeah.
At all. But it's interesting because the Writers Guild of America, which does, have writers on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, they're asking Trump's nemesis, Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York State, to weigh into it and launch a probe accusing Paramount of offering a bribe to the Trump administration for the Paramount-Sundance merger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and people, there are people with integrity out there that said, I can't conscience this anymore. The president of CBS News resigned. 60 Minutes producers resigned. I mean, the sad thing is people are fleeing the administration left and right, but it only feeds into his ability to replace them with loyalists, sycophants, and people who will, have no clue.
But if I'm there, and I know I'm different, if I'm like the guy at producer of 60 Minutes or whatever it is, I'm making them fire me. And I'm making them fire me because I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something that I feel is right no matter what he's doing, because what's the statement? I can't even remember who made the statement. It's like, I'm going to treat you like a gentleman, not because you are, but because I am.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
I would lean into that and say I would still stay true to my roots, still do what I've been doing for like 30 years, however long the guy at 60 Minutes was there. I was disappointed he left.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I understand pressures of the family and some of those things, but I would have been, I would have went out with my ass on fire.
Yeah.
Not graciously.
Well, they're just making it too easy on him. You know, everybody that's, look, all the people in the Pentagon that said enough of this guy's a moron running the Pentagon, we can't stand this, we're leaving. You know, you're losing in institutional knowledge, you're losing professionalism, they're being replaced. I can't speak for how they're being replaced because maybe there'll be competent people coming in. It's a possibility. But, as far as the administration is concerned, I'm not talking about private industry like the news media, things like that. But there's a lot of sycophants in replacement there. I mean, they just switched out the woman who
I think you used the word sycophant like 3 times in this show.
Well, when you're dealing with Trump and his administration, that's all they are.
In 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That is
could be
a
record.
sycophant every 5 minutes.
Well, they're falling out of trees in the administration. They can't say yes fast enough.
Yeah. So, but I mean, wouldn't you agree with me? I mean, yeah, I think you have that similar personality. Like, all right, I'm going to find something else. And, when I left the county, I left on my terms.
Right. Even
though it was a mutual agreement. Me and my boss couldn't work together anymore.
Okay.
And I don't understand people. Either it's a lack of confidence or a fear of not knowing what's around the corner.
I think that's a lot of it. Also, I think a lot of these people, it's their integrity in doing their job. And if they're going to be controlled by people that aren't the professionals in that department, like if they're not news producers or journalists and they're being told how to report or do their show, then it loses a lot of integrity. And a lot of people don't want their name attached to something that's going to be a less productive or a less accurate product. So, I think that's a lot of it. But yeah, come and get me, coppers.
Yeah, no.
I shouldn't say that because they know where I live.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheriff.
Yeah, they definitely know where I live. All right, you ready to go to the next topic?
Sure.
All right, I got workforce gap. What do you got over there?
Increase in visa costs.
Visa cost and student loans. Which way you want to go, Blake?
Let's go with workforce gap.
All right, workforce gap. I think we talked a little bit about this last week.
Okay.
The workforce gap, and too many people are going to college. Not enough people doing skilled jobs.
Trade schools, sure.
And it was so pounded into our head. And I don't know, you and I are 10 years apart. With me, I was kind of at that first beginning of everyone has to go to college.
Right.
But I came from a blue collar town. So there was still, people doing skilled jobs and plumbers. And I have friends that are plumbers, electricians, construction people, and, those skilled jobs. Shortage in those skilled jobs.
Well-paying skilled jobs.
Well-paying
skilled jobs.
A lot of times,
plumbers, for sure.
A lot of times better paid than the white-collar jobs.
Now, for sure.
White-collar jobs.
Yeah.
But I think in the 80s, it started to shift, and everybody's like, oh, if you don't go to college, you're not going to ever make money. And that was the mindset. And everyone went to college with every possible means they could. And when they get out of college, and this cycle, I think, is still going on today.
It's horrible.
It is still going on today. And I think, like I said, I think it started 35, 40 years ago.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I'm
About
to my 45th college reunion is this summer. I'll wait to the 50th. So you're about on. But when I went to college, it was nowhere near as expensive as it is now, and I don't know many of my friends who are under the heavy weight of their college loans.
And tell me if I'm wrong. There was 3 categories when you came out of high school, and it was still existed when I was there, but I'm pretty sure it existed when you were there. You went to the military. You did a blue collar job, or all the smarty pants went to college.
Right.
The smart kids went to college.
Right.
Community college, I think, has hurt our education system. It allows people to go at a cheaper rate.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly believe that community college, instead of technical schools, the focus on community college instead of the focus on technical schools has hurt us as a society. And it rolls into my other topic, and I'll knock mine out, and then we'll go to your visa thing. It rolls into the student loans crisis that we're in.
Yeah, it's horrible that people, I mean, people are in debt into their 50s and 60s for going to college, 40 years before that. I've said it before, I'm a very fortunate individual. I owe a tremendous amount to my parents, but I also went to New York State school at Cornell, and my entire college career was under $25,000.
Yeah.
Which was a phenomenal value.
And I was fortunate I played baseball.
Right.
So, I mean, that covered a majority of it in-state tuition and in-state. Yeah. And I had fairly decent grades.
Well, that was it. In-state tuition is great.
And so I came out with zero debt. Right. You came out with, Blake coming out with zero debt, and he hustled to get every scholarship he got. And he got a lot of scholarships. And we planned for him to go to college. We have money there for him to go to college, and we were fortunate.
But your point on community college, there's a lot of children who aren't able to get into the college or university that they would like to go to, or that has the degree program they want to go to, so they need to go to a JUCO to get their grades in a position where they can be accepted.
And here it's going to sound very callous. If they couldn't get in on their own merit, they probably shouldn't have been going to that
or
school.
It was overreach. Yeah,
it was overreach. And I think that's where we're at in our society is not everybody's an Ivy Leaguer like yourself. Luckily I could hit a curveball and I could actually school always came fairly easy to me, even though I was dyslexic.
Right.
So testing wasn't always the best for me on the verbal side, but school always came fairly easy to me. I think for Blake, school came fairly easy. You had a little trouble on the math side, but for the most part, school came pretty easy to you.
Brother. A little bit more on like the writing out essays, like on paper kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, your handwriting.
It was
See it on the calendar.
Oh. It's awful. I'm really glad college allowed for like typed out essays. And like most of the stuff that we did was online, so we could have like written out typed out responses instead of like using a typewriter or using a pen and paper. So yeah, I definitely would say like I'm definitely glad that I did go to college though, but at the same time though, I was like, yeah, there is some stuff that I missed out on. Like if I went to like a technical school more, like because like I disappoint my dad often when we're doing like home projects.
That's not on you. That's on me not teaching it to you. So I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself for not teaching you certain things.
Okay, Blake, the flat blade is a flat-bladed screwdriver. The one with the little X on top is a Phillips.
Yeah.
I understood that.
Okay, just working with you.
I definitely understood that, but oh geez, what's like the one thing I messed up most on when helping you out?
I think just give me the vice grips,
pliers,
and he hands me the regular pliers, or it's simple things like that, and hold the ladder, and he pushes against the opposite way of where, and I'm like, I'm nearly 60. I need you to hold the damn ladder.
You're a counterweight. Save your father.
Yeah. I think the worst thing I did with the ladder was put my hands, like trying to hold it down, but put my hand down where he was trying to step on.
Yeah, where my feet needed to go. He had his hands, and I'm actually coming down the ladder with something in my hand.
Oh goodness.
So, so the attic work is all mine, and all he has to do is hold the ladder at the bottom, and I look down, and he's got one hand somewhat on the ladder and the other hand looking at his phone.
Yeah. Well.
Okay,
that was the last time. The last time I was in the attic, that's what you were doing.
What?
So, yeah, that was what you were doing. So
yeah, but and not to put this all on you, but if your father was handy and did stuff around the house, or was a tinkerer or stuff like that, and you hung out with your father, you'd learn stuff, which is where I learned a tremendous amount of stuff. My father could do anything as long as it didn't involve an engine or a motor. Carpentry, electric, plumbing, it didn't make any difference. He was great at all of that.
Yeah.
If it had a motor or an engine, he had no idea.
Well, here's the thing that I think the younger generations have an advantage on us is they have Google University.
Yeah.
Google
YouTube.
University is great. YouTube, you Google it, YouTube takes you to it. It takes you step by step. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I've taught myself as an older adult.
Yep.
But I think the younger group, and I think this is where technical school would have played into the factor. It's like, oh, you just got to take care of it. You figure it out.
Right.
You know, and in college, it's like, oh, someone else is going to figure it out for you.
Yeah.
Or that's someone else's job.
Yeah.
There's not a diversity of, outside of changing a light bulb. You know, there's certain people that are in their 30s that have never changed their own oil or changed their own tire.
I was a band kid. Oh, I can change a tire.
Okay.
But I was a band kid.
Yeah.
So for 6 years in school, 3 years in junior high school, 3 years in high school, no wood shop, paper shop, metal shop, auto shop. I took band. So that was your elective, and other kids were going to auto shop and learn how to change their oil.
Yeah.
We never had.
And I now pay those people to change my oil.
We never had an auto shop at St. Augustine High.
That's what I'm saying.
Steve Broncatello, great man.
But you did it at the tech school.
Yeah,
I'm assuming they did it.
I
at the
think
tech school.
possibly. I think they did at Florida at First Coast Technical, I believe, but I'm not sure. But like the things I remember most about like walking over to FDCC for an exam was just like being in the kitchen. I never really got to see like any other parts of the campus at all. So I do wish like there was like more exchanges with the high school and technical college since it was like so close to each other.
And that's and you mentioned that, Blake. That's a lot of technical colleges nowadays or vocational schools are in the culinary arts profession. There's a tremendous amount of people that go into culinary arts after high school, sometimes even during high school, whether it's a BOCES program or whether you're going to a technical college, like First Coast Technical College, I think has a huge culinary program. So, and it's great because, you know, it helps to, when you want to get into the restaurant business, to have some skills coming in. It doesn't mean you can't learn them on the job, but you'll start off a little higher than a dishwasher or a prep cook if you have skills that you've learned from somebody else and you know what you're doing coming in. You're still going to need to learn a whole lot more, take my word for it, but it makes it a lot easier to get yourself up and running.
Well, my rule on even going to college is you learn more your first 6 months on the job than you did your 4 years of college. The 4-year degree basically says you were committed for 4 years, you showed up enough, and you were there just enough to be competent. So there's a chance if I hire you, you'll keep that same level of competence. It doesn't mean you're brilliant. It doesn't mean any of those things, you know. And you know, my family that's older that didn't go to school think, oh wow, you know, he's a smart one. He went to college.
Yeah, and like there's like times like after I graduated, like my first year and like my second year working at the Flagler athletics program as an intern, it made me question like, did I waste my major on this? Because this wasn't like what I really wanted to do. It was like, okay, like did I waste my parents' money doing a program about media production, and all of a sudden I'm doing like sports like stats. I like sure I was passionate about it. Like
but you had some production. You had some production stuff out there too.
Yeah,
I mean, you set up cameras and that too. So
absolutely, like
and now you're a director producer.
Yeah, thank you. Like,
exactly. You're very good. So you know, in retrospect, that media arts degree is come full circle, and you're putting it to use completely.
Yeah, but
and in the field reporter.
There you go, on the spot, on the scene.
Yeah, but definitely like the months after, like I applied for like 200 applications like across the country, and it was just like the worst feeling, like knowing like I had the credentials. Like, hey, if you need a spot, here's a 22-year-old that wants to do work in this field. You are applying. That you want me to apply for it, and all of a sudden he was like, nope. It like that just like hurt me. Like trying to be like optimistic about like what I want to do, and just like, okay, then you guys just don't want me.
And here's the problem, and this is why I'm leaning towards and I'm talking about this workforce gap. Kids are coming out of school with this degree, thinking they're going to get a job in this degree, when all the workforce is looking for these tech jobs. And they're not looking for, guess what? A 4-year degree in psychology. You know how many jobs are out there for that? Yeah, that's exactly it. There's 0.
Right.
Okay. I mean, and those and the try a history degree if that's all it is history and no education.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you,
Right, if you're going to be a teacher, or you're going to be a writer, or you're going to be a professor, so you stay in academia in some of those professions and some of those career
and
choices.
you're building up more debt.
Yeah.
Unless you're working for a college or university, for sure. But a lot of people come out of college and realize that, what they had planned to do as a degree path or as a vocation, either they don't enjoy it, they're not qualified for it, or something else tickles their fancy. Look, I have a degree in industrial and labor relations. It was virtually, a stepping stone to pre-law. And boy, I was great in labor law. But, I have a passion for cooking, and I went to restaurant school and then spent 30, 35 years cooking professionally and loved every minute of it until the day I didn't. And then sold the restaurant. But yeah, so, the world takes some seriously confusing bounces at times.
How do you think we fix this workforce? Because it's getting bigger. How do you think we fix this workforce gap? And I'm not a fan of paying off student loans. You committed to the
Right.
loan.
Yeah.
I am not. I don't have a problem with
Negotiating
renegotiating the loan.
Right.
Or I don't have a problem with you have a student loan. You come to the government comes up with a program and goes, all right, I'm going to pay off your student loan, but I'm going to give you the same loan for 0.5% less. And then that way the government's making money off of the student loan instead of the
bank.
extortion of the banks.
Right. I mean, it should even be a whole lot. Look, if the government's going to do this, I was going to say they can afford to, but now that we're selling everything in America to lower the debt.
But to make the debt higher.
No. The debt's higher because the government can't control their spending, and that's Democrats and Republicans. It doesn't matter. A balanced budget is a joke. Which is a shame.
We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem.
Absolutely. But the government should be, they shouldn't lose money on the deal, but they don't need to make money on student loans. There's enough other ways for the government to make money. If you want to encourage people for higher education or for technical colleges, technical colleges aren't free either. You got to pay for that too. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the cost of a degree in, automotive engineering or AC handling or steam fitting and welding, like at Tulsa Welding School here in Jacksonville, is as expensive as going to a college or a university. But a lot of colleges and universities now are very less expensive. And you hit on it with in-state tuitions. Mm-hmm. Florida has one of the more affordable in-state tuition programs for kids who grew up in Florida and are going to go to Florida institutions. Not necessarily University of Miami, which is a private school, but the public schools, can be affordable. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to have to take out a loan, but even still. Technical college, you may need to take out a loan. But even still, you need to repay it. But the government doesn't need to make money off of this. They should be helping people.
Even private schools in Florida accept
what's it called?
Florida
the Empire or whatever it is, or
they still have Florida tuition vouchers or whatever it is.
Bright Scholarship or something like that.
Bright Futures.
Bright Futures.
Yeah.
Bright Futures. So I mean, I don't know what the solution is to handle that 1.73. I think there probably is something, but I do not want to. These people committed to that loan. I don't want to pay off their loan for them.
No.
When guys like Blake worked his ass off, and this is why I have trouble with the immigration stuff too, is these other people work their ass off to be legal. Blake worked his ass off to be debt free. And if they come in and get this free money, I want Blake's money back too. I think I'm beyond the statutes of limitations, and so are you. But I mean, I have friends my age right now that still have a student loan,
which is ridiculous. It's unfair. It's how do you survive? How do you buy a house? How do you provide for your how do you put your children through college?
I don't even know.
It's frightening. It really is. The onerous nature of debt is brutal. And I learned that from my father. I saw my father. He paid cash for all his cars. 1 year he bought a car and took a car loan or did it on credit. And, 3 months into it, he said, the hell with this, and paid the thing off. Mm-hmm. And I got into it with my parents over the depression mentality at times. And it was the only time that both their heads swung around. And I thought they were going to just, skewer me because I said something that was, calling out what they had to live through during the Depression and stuff. And
it was real.
Yeah.
It was real. It wasn't real to you. It was something in a book.
Right.
But it was completely real to them. And it was.
Well, it was in response to seeing older people and my contemporaries assess the value of things that, that's so, like it was cheap costume jewelry. You had a beautiful semi-precious stone watch band on a watch for $10, $15, $20. And, women in there, and this is, I'm going back every bit of 30 years. So, women in their 60s were going, oh, that's just way too expensive. And, kids in their in their early 20s were going, oh, that's fine. Here, I'll buy two.
Put it on the card.
Pretty much.
Put it on the card, and they know they can't pay it back.
Right. Well, I mean, that was actually cash only at the time, but even still, there was a big discrepancy in how people valued the cost of things because of when they grew up and what they lived through.
Yeah.
And I said that at dinner, and I almost got
my parents
evicted.
are cash people, and they don't take out loans, and they get, my dad has a 800 credit score, and but he's 84, 85 years old now. But it was just not a thing. My parents never had a credit card.
Right.
So, I mean, and my grandparents never qualified for one. My grandfather only, he made it to 8th grade, and then he had to go to work in the coal mines. So
my uncle worked in the coal mines.
And the reason he joined the Army in World War II is to get out of the coal mines.
Right, get some fresh
air. He knows that they were at war. He's like, nope, it's got to be easier.
Well, it's funny.
Getting shot at, it's got to be easier working in the coal mines.
Because Bobby said his previous employer, the U.S. Air Force, is always hiring. And now that we're in theory an all-volunteer Army, they need people to sign up. And, so there's, and
there's jobs there.
Oh, yeah, and there's education there.
Yeah.
You can learn a skill that you can take out. If you put in your 20 and you get out, you've got a pension. You have to put up with the VA, which hopefully will continue to get better and improve to take care of people once you get out of the service as far as their medical needs are taken care of. But they'll teach you computer skills. They'll teach you electrical skills. They'll teach you, whatever it is. Everybody that goes into the military is not just, cannon fodder or shooting a gun.
No.
So there's a lot of, right.
It's
and now
it's way beyond that now, even, I mean, and in the last 20 years, it's really completely changed in a lot of ways. And, one of the things to be an officer, you got to pass the test.
Right. You got to go to OCS. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and those are real tests. Right. It's not like they push you through.
No.
And I think that's a problem with our society is we have that everyone gets a ribbon mentality and everyone gets to go to college mentality. And it's created where we're at right now.
Right. It's the land of participation trophies.
All right. Is your visa good one to carry over tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's carry that one over because we only got like 22 minutes on the questions. And I have some questions that just need to be answered.
And so the team name nonsense can go to tomorrow as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was one on there.
Yeah, so, fine. That's fine. We can do them tomorrow. I have no problem with that.
Both of those. Those are both very good topics. But
which is good. Now I don't have to do homework tonight.
You're good.
Hallelujah.
You're good. All right. But everyone wants to know these
5 burning questions.
5 questions that I only have 4 of right now, and I got to come up with a 5th one somewhere along the way. This one starts us off. All right. You guys are both sitting down. Snow cone. What flavor are you going with? Snow cone has every flavor, 9,000 different flavors. You got the machines all in front of you. You can do a half and half. You can't do more than half and half because then it turns into a glob. All right? So I'm okay with half and half.
Right.
Or just go with one grape flavor. So Blake, he's typing right now, so I'm letting him
I'm ready to answer.
Oh, you are ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
My default would either be grape or cherry.
Grape or cherry. Yeah. Would you ever mix the two?
No, because they're too close. They would get too muddied. You couldn't tell one from the other at that point in time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
All right. Blake.
Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry. Solid, quick answer. You hear that? He knows his snow cones.
Have you ever seen a blue raspberry in real life?
Stop being indecisive, Lenny.
Well, I'm not being indecisive. I don't think there are blue raspberries.
Why are you poo-pooing on his answer? It's all artificial
know it's
flavor.
the-
You think that grape came from a real freaking grape?
No, I hope it doesn't, because fake grape tastes better than real grape
Yeah, and
sometimes.
so does fake cherry, and I'm going with cherry.
Right, thank you.
Going with cherry.
Italian ice is the same
100%.
thing.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
grape Italian ices, but cherry Italian
Cherry,
ices
oh yeah.
or cola Italian
And
ices.
I am Italian ice over snow cones.
I'm with you.
All
Yep.
right, here we go. Who is the greatest amateur athlete of all time?
Oh.
Greatest amateur athlete of all time. There's a ton to choose from.
There's only one.
There's only one.
Only one.
Yeah, you're going with
I'm going with Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
He could have been the greatest athlete ever.
All right. So you're not Michael Phelps or none of those guys.
He was a one-trick pony.
Okay.
I mean, I have great admiration for what he was able to accomplish in his swimming pool, but what was he doing on the football field? What was he doing on the baseball field? How
going-
fast could he run?
Not going with Bruce Jenner. He won the decathlon.
No.
Okay. All right. Greatest amateur athlete of all time, Blake.
Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones. I love that answer.
Okay.
I love that answer.
Okay.
All right. Here's
How many
my-
hits could he take on a football field? I don't know that Jim Thorpe could play golf, so
Yeah, he probably might not have been able to play
I'm
golf.
going to have to
but
get
he-
Baby Peterson Zaharias in there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know when her birthday is? June 26th.
No idea. What a coincidence.
Yeah, it's the only reason.
What a coincidence.
The only reason I know is it's my birthday. Is it Diedrichson or Zaharias?
Depends.
Yeah. It depends when you met her in her career.
Right.
All right. And I'm going with this guy because I think he's made such an impact on so many people. All right. And he was a good professional baseball player.
Okay.
But I think of him because in my mind, I thought of him in college and he was at Michigan. And I'm going with Jim Abbott.
Okay, but you now have to define terms for me, because he's a role model. He's an American hero. He's an amazingly accomplished one-armed pitcher. Phenomenal
See,
ball player in what he did.
The way it's written, it says greatest amateur athlete of all time.
Okay.
And I think, to me, he was such an inspiration because he was around the time I was in college and,
Right.
and where we're close to the same age. To me, he's the one, and I probably should have said amateur athlete that made the most impact on you.
Okay.
I switch
Right.
it to that,
Right,
if
'cause
that
that's-
switches your answer. Because
Right.
that's the way
Yeah.
I answered it. So
Okay.
to
Right.
be fair,
Because I was just doing it on athletic
we
ability.
were doing it on just raw talent.
Correct.
And I think Blake was doing the same thing. Amateur athlete that had the biggest impact on you.
Amateur, and we're doing amateur.
Amateur.
When Bobby Jones was a pro, by the way.
Was he?
Bobby Jones was
He never went pro.
No, as a golfer?
No,
No.
he never went pro.
Never played in the mass. I don't think he never played like any like a
I
now official
I
PGA
thought he was
tour.
the reason for the Masters.
He created
was,
the Masters.
but
He wasn't a pro.
I believe he made his money through like accounting and lawyering.
Yeah.
I played on the same golf course that he played on in Inwood Country Club, and couldn't reach the green where he did with a 2-iron and won the Open that day. What an amazing shot! That's a tough one,
Yeah.
because you got to get into whether they're amateurs or pros. So
Do they have to be amateur? So basically, can they turn pro like eventually?
They can't turn pro. Jim Abbott turned pro.
absolutely,
But
threw a no-hitter.
he won the Sullivan Award, and he was active already early in his college career, working with other children with disabilities. And, so I saw him as a true inspiration. And if you guys don't know who Jim Abbott is out there watching, Google this guy.
Right.
He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
How about Roger Bannister?
Roger Bannister. Okay. Dr. Bannister. All right.
I know this is kind of cheap to do, but I'm going to say Northeast Florida. You kind of have to go with Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. All right. No, it's also a good answer. No, Bannister broke that 4-minute
4-minute
mile,
mile, right.
and then within the next 6 months, it got broke
Right.
20 more times.
Right.
Just because people's mindset, they didn't believe it could be done, so they didn't do it.
Right. So
And
they
once
gold-rated.
they realized it could be done, a lot of people were able to do it. All right, here we go. Most overrated food, and you don't understand why it's so popular. Most overrated food, you don't understand why it's so popular. No. Blake, you got any?
Thinking.
I would say fish just because I don't like fish, but,
No,
that's just a personal preference.
That could very well be the answer. I mean, certain people absolutely love fish.
All right.
Yeah, I know, and it's very healthy and it's very good for you. fish and I don't get along well. I'm a Pisces. I find it cannibalistic.
I'm gonna go with something a little bit controversial. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Coffee.
Coffee.
Ooh.
And it's not controversial at all. It's my answer. I don't like coffee.
Okay.
You put a scotch of coffee flavor in anything, I taste it right away.
And it's so funny. I'm like my mother. And I drink a lot of coffee now, usually cold coffee. I like iced coffee. I'm not a hot coffee drinker unless it's a double espresso after a big meal.
But I mean, entire franchises are built on coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Industries,
Dunkin', and I mean, major Starbucks, major businesses are built around
Chock full of nuts. It's a heavenly coffee.
And Folgers. I mean, like major industries. I mean, there's an entire aisle to it in the grocery store. No, don't like coffee.
And you don't like coffee milkshakes, coffee candy, coffee flavor?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. So that was my answer, and Blake actually, he scooped me on the answer.
Yeah. No.
All right. So yours is fish.
That'll work for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. You are about to start a cult.
Ooh.
Okay. You're about to start a cult. What would the name of your cult possibly be, or the nickname of your cult? Because some of these cults, they have nicknames for the people that are.
I might already be in one.
Are you?
Yeah.
Democrat?
Deadheads.
Oh, the Deadheads. You are in a cult. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's a cult.
No, it's not.
It's definitely a following.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a way of life.
And a wonderful one at that.
Yeah.
And the music's great.
So if you were to start a cult, what would your cult's name be? So. I think I know my nickname better than I know the name of my cult. I'd probably call my nickname the Piggies.
The Piggies, okay.
The Piggies.
Okay. And it was bacon worship?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That's a tough one.
Because there's so many religions that don't let you eat bacon and don't let you eat meat, pig.
2 or 3 of them for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, now it's just tradition because it's not sanitary or health related any longer. So now it's just, we did it that way for so long, we're going to keep doing it that way. All I got to say is you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. So, basically you're starting a cult, your mascot, or what your name of your cult would be. So
I'm going to say for my cult, I'm going to say the Aspies.
The Aspies.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. How about the Beach Bums?
And you'd have like trains as your mascot.
They depending on how they feel that day.
Okay.
It might be trains, might be elevators, might be
Comic books.
Yeah, it might be comic books, might be Excel spreadsheets, it might be. Oh, geez. What's another one?
He lost me on that one.
No, Lenny, you got to see this boy's Excel spreadsheets.
I don't doubt it, but I can't do them.
Do you save all those, Blake?
There are some times I might have to.
He's come up with calculations to recalculate how leagues should do their standings instead of just going off of straight wins and losses and power rankings and stuff. He's got his own system over there on some of his stuff.
Because NASCAR's point system sucks. I literally have to make like my own point system just to get my hatred out of the current playoff system.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have a cult yet, Lenny?
Yeah, beach bums.
Beach bums.
Yeah, we just stay on the beach all day.
Okay.
Work on your tan, go in the ocean.
So
avoid kissing a shark, and keep going.
So you would be the crabs?
I have a little comb.
We got crabs.
A little comb.
We got crabs.
All right.
Yeah, but also like is the initiation for new recruits like pouring down one gallon of sand down someone's bottoms.
No, you just dig a hole up to their neck and leave them there for the night.
Leave them there and let the tide. You know exactly where the tide's at.
Right.
All right, and you put them 2 feet beyond the high tide mark, and they just sit there.
And make sure they have to count the turtles go into the water.
Yeah, because we don't want any misdirected turtles.
Right.
All right. Last question is an animals question.
Okay.
All right. Animals question.
Hi, Jamie.
All right. Hi, Jamie. All right. What animal, which isn't necessarily legal to own, would you love to own and then turn loose on your enemy at any point?
Ooh.
They're your pet, and you're legally allowed to turn them loose.
Ooh. I'll stay local. A jaguar.
Jaguar.
They're beautiful animals.
They're so strong too. They're beasts. Okay. No, we can't do that. We might have criminal charges against us.
Uh-oh.
What?
I was going to say,
Who would I sick it on?
Who would you sick it on? Who would you sick it on?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
so we can't. Was that the beep?
Yes, it was.
All right, Blake. What animal?
They're beautiful
And you
too.
can give a neighborhood of where it would be. Would it be somewhere where there might be guards?
Possibly.
Okay. All right. Blake, what animal would you have, and who would you do it? What animal would you be? The second part of the question I didn't think through until I actually said it out loud, and then I realized we couldn't do it.
All right. I'll probably get like multiple Portuguese man of wars,
question.
and then possibly get like a slingshot, like a giant slingshot, and
Just fling them like in Sharknado.
yeah, just fling them somewhere, possibly. We're not sure where, but somewhere.
But they're not so much of an attack animal on their own.
We can make them attack. Us humans can make them attack.
just have to drop.
Train Portuguese
You're gonna-
man of wars.
You're gonna have like a aquarium and then drop that person in that aquarium. That would be awful.
Yes.
It also makes it a little bit tougher for me to get members in my beach bum cult.
Yeah. That would limit. You guys are going to be on different coasts. All right, and I'll tell you this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos of a honey badger.
Ooh, nasty. Oh, nasty.
All right. I would like to have a giant honey badger because they're small, like a 50-pound.
They're ferocious.
Like a 50-pound honey badger against your jaguar, which is probably one of the.
Ooh.
Because I can tell you this: the honey badger. I'm not so sure the jaguar can penetrate the honey badger's skin, and that would be a hell of a fight.
Hopefully, my jaguar will be smart enough to flee and go
Just
fast.
run,
Honey badger ain't gonna
away.
catch it.
And
Right.
run away.
Right.
And run away.
So-
All right. So this is question number 5 here,
Right.
right? All right. Do you think Congress is effective and
Or have they abrogated their responsibility?
what's abrogated?
Giving it up.
Okay. Or have they given up their responsibility?
Right.
Abrogated. I'm abrogated at you
Okay.
for using big words that I don't know.
Sorry. I'm terribly pedantic. And I had to look that up at one point. in time to find out-
Pedantic?
Yeah. I had to look that up one time to find out what it meant. It
right.
means I'm pedantic.
So my thoughts on Congress. My thoughts on Congress is they got to figure out how to find that middle. Mm-hmm. If they can't find the middle, then they're never going to have strength. In all sports, you have to be strong up the middle. All right? Your best players are your center fielders, your shortstops, your second basemen, your pitchers, your catchers. Mm-hmm. Strong up the middle. All right? In football, your running backs, your linebackers, all of these guys, your centers.
Your center, yeah.
You're strong up the middle or you don't have anything. Defense and offense. All right? Basketball, you got to have a guard, you got to have a center. The other stuff falls into place after that. Sorry, Larry Bird. I love you, but no. So, it went around Kareem, it went around the center, and it went around Michael. So, and it went around Magic. Love Larry Bird, but he's nothing without the other two guys. You got to be strong in the middle.
Yeah.
So if they can't find the middle, Congress will never find success, is my opinion.
I think they also need to be a little less.
So the answer,
I'm going to go for the fourth time. They need to be a little sycophantic, and they need to do their job and vote not the way the party elders or the president wants, and they need to do what's best for the people,
For their people.
in their
The
constituency.
people they represent.
Correct. Because now you have all this buyer's remorse going on, and there's 3 or 4 of them. Look, all of a sudden, I used to think Josh Hawley was a big honking wiener because he would, trot back and forth when he was being chased in the Capitol by the people that wanted to hang Mike Pence. But all of a sudden, he got some backbone. He still capitulated when it came time to vote instead of not. But now he's going back, well, I'm going to try to put a legislation up now that's going to save all the people that are going to get thrown off of Medicaid. Well, why didn't you vote that way in the first place instead of sucking up and now trying to backpedal? Because it's pretty obvious what you're doing. Lisa Murkowski at least got something for her state, but she screwed the rest of the country. So she did her job as a senator for Alaska. So you can't fault her for that. But now she's whining about it in retrospect, and they're all backpedaling. Tom Tillis, this is horrible.
Is that Mel Tillis's brother?
But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
Sing it.
Yeah, exactly. Boy, Mel Tillis, he was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He was a funny man. So if you were that upset with how it was going in the first place, why did you vote for it? If you didn't vote for it, it could have come back. You could have restructured it, voted on it again with corrections, with changes, and made it better for everybody.
Yeah.
Right, left, in the middle, and the American people. Right now, it's not so great for the American people.
Okay,
So we'll see what happens, because I did read an article today that apparently this big, beautiful bill will lower taxes on Long Island for pretty much a lot of people, but primarily the very, very wealthy Hamptonites.
Yeah, and I sit on a board of 9 people. We control about $24 million. And, when somebody gets too far away, nothing happens. And we had a meeting today about money for Night of Lights, and I think we came up with a pretty good solution of where that money should come from. It still has to go to the BOCC. Hopefully the BOCC
Board of County
Commissioners takes the recommendation. But we had 9 people up there trying to get the same mission done. Mm-hmm. We know Night of Lights is that important. We got to make sure we're doing something to keep it sustainable and where the city doesn't have to fold up the streets. And everybody up there was working together, and there's a lot of, different aspects people are coming from with it, but they stuck to the mission, and we were able to come up with something, I think was a pretty good solution.
Okay.
Not everybody got everything they wanted. No one didn't
fine.
No one got 100%.
Okay.
And no one got 0.
Okay.
So it was a victory. When you walked in there, everybody walked out with something. And I think Congress has to look at some of those situations where, all right, is getting nothing better than getting something and winning the argument? Because that's what happens a lot, is they leave us, the people that they're supposed to representing, with a nothing when they could have got something.
Right.
And that's messed up. They shouldn't be doing that that way.
Right now, the way Congress is set up, even the fact that it's close in balance, but it's still imbalanced in the fact that there's a majority and a minority. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that thought has just evaporated, but it's gone again. They don't work toward, as you're saying, the middle. Mm-mm. And it's an us against them mentality. It's red versus blue, it's right versus left, and the people that are left in the middle are the American people, because the entire American people aren't right and left. And if you look at numbers, any day of the week, Trump is going to say, I won by the biggest majority ever. You won by 2 million people out of 300 million people. Yeah. So dial it down a little bit, dude.
It's not the biggest, yeah.
So, you got to realize you can claim what you want, but there's reality out there. Everything isn't fake news. Mm-hmm. Facts still are facts, whether you don't believe in them or not.
And in reality, he lost twice in the popular vote. Yeah. The electoral
college is just ridiculous.
Electoral college is there for a certain purpose, but it does need to be revamped.
Correct.
I don't want to go 100% on the popular vote. I just don't think that represents our entire nation.
Texas, New York, California, Florida.
You would almost have to move Illinois, you'd almost have to move to those states
right
to get representation. Right. Outside of those 4.
Well, but that's where your Congress people and your senators come in.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
So the reality of it is there is local government, and we've talked about this before. I was in local government for 8 years, and we accomplished a whole lot. Now they're still finishing up some of the stuff that had been predated me, actually. Mm-hmm. And that's a long time ago. That's going on 30 years, 20 years. But that's where your senators and your Congress people come in. And they can take care of that. Mm-hmm. But on the national level, you've got a difference of 2 million people out of a country of 300 million people. Stop calling that a mandate, because it's not. Mm-hmm. It's a victory, fine, but it wasn't an overwhelming victory. So you need to be a little bit more contrite.
Out of those, what was it, 100 million people? How many people voted, Blake? Was it right around 100 million?
No, it was closer to 100 and 150, because it was 72 to 70 or 74 to 72 million.
Oh, I thought it was like 50, I thought it was like 58 to like 56.
No,
it was
like that. It was 70 to 72 or 72 to 74. And I didn't look today to see, by the way, because I meant to do that to see what was the total of third parties. How many did your candidate win, and other parties? And I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that many.
I think my candidate got 8 votes.
Right.
Okay, you and 7 of your friends, exactly.
All right, 155 million votes in total.
155. What was?
And he got how many? What did he get? 72 or 74?
What was the Democrat-Republican break?
Donald Trump got 77 million. Kamala Harris 75 million.
Okay, so there's a difference of 2 million. So, and what was your total? And now I got to do math again.
155,238,302. Jill Stein got 862,049.
Almost got 2 million.
Okay,
RFK Jr. got 756,000, and Chase Oliver got 650,000. Others got 649,000.
Okay, so you said 75 to 72 million.
No.
77 to 75.
Okay. I got to do math again.
Then you got another 2 million floating out there.
Okay, so that 2 million basically blurs the distinction.
Yeah.
So again, have a little contrition there, pal, because you don't have a mandate.
That's not his.
No, I don't know if you can spell that. I can't.
No,
but I don't know if he can.
I cannot. All right, it is 6 o'clock. It is Bollocks. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you take care of our amazing sponsors. Thank you, Josh and Bobby, for hanging in there with us. And great conversation.
Jamie too. Welcome back.
Jamie, welcome back. Bye.